Now it's recording. All right, we're starting over. Little technical difficulty with the wind and breeze.
We still need to be sure that maybe we can cut that part of it into the end of this or something. I don't know. Anyway, yes, good morning. I'm Kurt, and
Mike.
that's Mike. And yeah, okay, so starting over. I woke up this morning with a lot of feelings of just not just a bad mood. That's too broad. It was specifically just anger and resentment and like that kind of like just simmering rage. Like, why? Like, I just got out of bed. Like, I just got out of bed. Like, was it the dream that I was in the middle of, maybe, that like didn't end well, or do I not want to know? Like, is my subconscious, creating a barrier for something, and I was just feeling the after effects like that. That feels like that might be happening or something. I don't know, but I wasn't. It was not a good feeling, and I knew. Again, I felt that it wasn't mine. Like, it's like, well, at least it didn't feel like mine in that moment. It's like, like, can I be angry? Sure. Like, can I have, be upset at things? Sure. But like, this was different.
Well, you also, like, kind of talked about, it could have been picking up on somebody else, somebody else's energy. I know from my personal experience, I mean, I've had severe anxiety, the feel of anxiety without it. I know it wasn't mine. When I looked, inside, there was no anxiety coming from me or the close circle. So I feel like it was the collective type.
Oh, I know I'm processing more than, like, I feel like there's a lot of people that if you're watching this, you've probably been through some measure of healing, know?
Or you wouldn't be here. I mean, you wouldn't be listening to this if you weren't. I mean,
Right.
Or whatever, resonating with this.
Yeah. And it's like, once you've dealt with your own tension patterns, it's like, well, then you start to feel everybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
And I say dealt with, like, it's never dealt with, whatever. But, to the extent that you do in a given moment or whatever.
Something that we were touching on right before we started recording kind of flows in from that. Even if it was your feelings of anger or whatever, that is okay. We have to process those feelings. We have to. Everything is not love and light. There's a lot of readers on here that I've seen, and not knocking them. I feel their energy, and it's good. But everything's not just love and light. We are a part of Source. And Source is light and dark. It takes the yin and the yang. It's the opposites that take that. If you think about it on a global scale, all right, so we're all connected through Source, Creator. We're part of it. There's a lot of atrocities that happen in the world. There's a lot of bad things that happen. So just logically speaking, that light or the source is also light and dark. If it was all light, nothing bad would happen. They wouldn't have allowed that. That was a big part of myself growing up in Christian teachings of God being perfect and never doing anything wrong, and he wouldn't do anything bad. I had a hard time with that because, you know, how could he allow, you know, a child to have cancer or something, you know? That was the thing I struggled with a lot when I was in my early life. But I've come to, you know, it takes the dark to enjoy the light. It takes the bad times to be appreciative of the good times. Um, it's both. It's yin yang. It's day and night. You know, everything has cycles, has complementary energies. We can focus. We can, you know, maintain that as high of a happiness, of a joy, but we can't be joyful all the time. It's not possible. It's We can have appreciation. We can feel the underlying joy, but we're going to have bad days. We're going to be angry. We're going to get pissed off at traffic. We're going to get pissed off at the drive-through when they get their order wrong. You know, we can't just be a pink marshmallow. Nothing.
Sure, we can.
Nothing but good and light and airy and sweet. But how we deal with those situations, how we process the darkness, that's what we're here to learn, I think. You know, we're here to...
It just wants to be loved, too,
It does, man. It does.
I mean, there was one point that, like, you know, it's like you can feel the idea of demons if they've been put there in the dark. You're sort of expecting to see them. And I was scared of the dark when I was a kid. Literally. And to the point that, like, I had to have a night light. I had music playing. Because I would see things in the dark. Now, what am I expecting as a kid to find in the shadows? Like nasty things, you know, the things in the horror movies, the demons and devils, and you know.
There's a movie that I need to go back and rewatch. I remember it. I've seen it. It's been years ago. Jacob's Ladder was, I can't remember the actor's name that played in it, but he was Shawshank Redemption. Anyway, he was in Vietnam. You find out later in the movie. Well, I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but he's having these visions. He's back home. He's seeing demons everywhere until he realizes they're actually angels. But he is programmed to see them. That's how he's interpreting them, because they're scary. It's the unknown. It's what they're only demons because he made them demons.
We're lenses, you know. It's like we can look at the same thing. We see this every day and playing out and all over the place. So that we can look at a thing and I go, that's absolutely A, and you go, oh, it's certainly B. And how could it possibly be A? And it's like,
it's our own truth. We're seeing that in the political arena right now. The opposing sides are so adamant and stuff that they are the correct side.
They're more worried about being right than working. Ultimately.
But there's conviction behind them. There is the conviction of the Crusades, how the atrocities that were performed during that, but a good portion of them, they believed that they were doing what was right. So it's how they perceived it. So we can all, if we can kind of step back and put our personal beliefs, stuff
words, even. It's not even just beliefs. It's like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's like there really is so much baggage in words, you know. And sometimes things just need to be felt. And whatever it is, whatever emotion that's coming up, it's like it is trying to dissipate itself. And it gets to pass through, you know, you. But like just before we started recording, I'm standing over there and stretching and working, you know. And I felt this like rumble from like my liver, you know, that like rattled, you know, it was air out of, you know, this horrible like belching noise, you know. And then the feeling went away.
But you gave it the space to come out, to dissipate, to be felt.
And for me, like, to get back to the dark and light thing a little bit, like, because I had shame about certain things or I had guilt about certain things, well, those are dark emotions. It's like they take on the same feelings as those dark demons, you know. And once you realize, like, oh, that's just a part of me that I haven't forgiven yet, that I haven't understood yet, that like you were acting on less information. We always are. You know, it's like when we look back, we try to apply today's brain to what happened. It's like you can't, it doesn't work that way, you know, at all. You know, so when you look like, why did I do this? Why did I say that? I don't understand this behavior, or blah, 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 blah.
But you were acting in the spot where the information that you had, you were working with what you had. Peace. But yeah, if you are able to take what you got and use it to the best that you're able to, you know, your future self is going to probably say, why'd you do that? But you're working with what you have at the moment. And every day, like even learning and stuff, you know, as I'm going on this growth journey, in that day, I might feel like I'm on top of the world, I'm in the best, or I'm in the worst, whatever the case may be. But tomorrow, I'm going to look back on it and say, I'm going to have more information. I'm going to have more tools. I'm going to have more knowledge of, and I'm going to think, you silly, silly child. You know, that's, but don't hold on to guilt. Don't hold on to the shame of it because you were working with what you had. But if you don't grow, that's the thing. You got to grow. You got to learn more. You got to apply that to yourself. It, so you can grow. And every day, you know, we're always learning. We're always having new sparks of inspiration, ideas, knowledge to add to us. Gain.
Add to us. I think that's a good place to land this one. Like a paper airplane.
Coasting.
Thank you for watching and maybe even subscribing.
We need to connect, weave the web of connections between us all. We're doing that, whether we realize it or not. But y'all have a very great and wonderful day.